Hello class, good afternoon. So our last topic in science is about the estuaries. So today, let's talk about the interaction of survival among living and non-living things in the intertidal zone. So intertidal zones there are with a very broad zone that lies between the highest high tide and the lowest high tide and is often flooded by the tide. So the word tide. Okay. This intertidal zone meaning the water always changes. So tides are the rising and falling of the earth's ocean surface. But a low tide, a large area of intertidal zone, is exposed because there is very little water. And when it is high tide, it will be filled with water. Tides are controlled by the moon's gravity pulling on the ocean. So that's the reason why we have low tide and high tide, because of the moon's gravity pulling on the ocean. So the weather in the intertidal zone is very severe and changing. As I've said a while ago, it changes every time. So the marine organisms needs to adapt in this type of weather so they could live, especially because their ability to withstand the exposure to air and the force of very strong waves. Life in this zone can be very hard for any organism, but despite these environmental challenges, the intertidal zones is still one of the most highly populated areas because the organisms living in this zone already adopted the severe and changing weather, as well as the air and the force of the waves. So marine life's adaptation strategy. So adaptation strategies of some species that inhabit the intertidal zones includes the following. First is crab and snails hide under the rocks or seaweeds so that they will not be strongly attacked by the strong waves. Next is barnacles and mussels can hold a small amount of seawater within their shells that close up tightly during low tide. So if these shells will close tightly, so there is only a small chance that they will be flashed away by the strong waves. Sea stars have thousands of tube feet that hug the shore with tiny suction cups, and barnacles stick to the rocks by secreting semen. And actually, even starfish can hold the rock. The intertidal zone is known as the area where the land meets and the sea between high and low tides. So if it is low tides, you can see a lot of seashells in this area. This area is covered with water at high tide and exposed to air at low tide. So its communities are found in sandy beaches and along rocky shorelines. That's why you can see shells, crabs, starfish. Like in the estuaries, the intertidal zone is divided into several zones starting near dry land with the splash zone, a usually very dry area, and moving down to it is the littoral zone, which is usually underwater or it is covered by water. Within the intertidal zone, you will find tide pools and puddles left in the rocks as water recedes when the tide goes out. So, in that area, in those pools, you can see the shells, you can see the crabs after or during low tide. The typical rocky shore is divided into two. First is the spray zone that is often dry and it is covered by water on extremely high tide, and the next one is the intertidal zone, which lies between extremely high tide and low tide. So spring zone is perhaps more a part of the land than the ocean. It is submerged only during the rare, very high tides or severe storms. Usually find lichens and periwinkle snails in this zone or in this spray zone. Next is the subzones in the intertidal zones. So marine biologists divided the intertidal zones into subzones based on each location and how they are covered with water. So this is the splash, high tide, middle tide, and low tide. So the splash tide is also known as the supratidal zone. This area is covered with water only during storms and is dry most of time but is repeatedly wet by splashing waves and wind blows spray. So only few types of organisms can live here. Marine plants and animals that inhabit in this place must tolerate salt, heat, cold, and extended dry periods. So that's the reason why there are only few types of organism can live in this in splash tidal zone. So there are some organisms that have adapted the changing condition of weather in this zone, which are the lichens, barnacles, periwinkles, algae, amphipods, and many more. So next is the middle tide zone. So the middle tide zone is the most active region since it is covered at times and covered with salt water twice a day from the tides. So it is generally submerged except for fairly short period of time, the turn of the low tide. The temperatures becomes less extreme due to shorter direct exposure to sun. So the organisms that can live in this middle tide zones are anemones, barnacles, chitons, crabs, green algae, isopods, limpets, mussels, sea palms, sea stars, snails, sponge, shrimps, and many more. So those are the organisms that can live in middle tide zone. So as you can observe, there are more organisms that can live in middle tide zone in compared to the splash tide zone. So next one is the low tide zone, is also known as the subtidal zone. If the splash tide zone is supratidal and low tide zone would be subtidal zone. This zone is mostly submerged in water. It is exposed only for a longer period of time during extremely low tides. So oftenly this part is covered with water. So it has the most diverse organisms compared with the other zones. In this zone, there is much more marine vegetation, especially seaweeds. Organisms in this zone have less exposure to air and heat, but they are underwater most of the time. Some of the organisms in these areas are anemones, browns, seaweeds, crabs, sea cucumber, lettuce, so and many more. So it is stated here in the low tide zone that there are more living organisms that can stay here because of its location that is under water. This is particular ecosystem. There is more energy and there is better water coverage rough waves, and shallow water protect the area from the large predators. So those are the subzones of the intertidal zones, but I forgot to include the high tide zone. The high tide zone is an environment with very saline water. It is covered with water during peaks of high tides, but it can be out of water for a long period of time. There may be plentiful of water in this zone, but not enough to support the big population of each vegetations. So there are also organisms that can live here, just like anemones, acorn barnacles, mussels, sea stars, shore crabs, green algae, and etc. Some marine vegetation are the predominant organism that survive in high tides zones. So that's it for today. Let's continue our discussion tomorrow.